Hello everyone, and welcome back to round 2 of our 4-part mini webinar series for Tuya Hospitality and Residential. Last week we had a brief practical introduction to our platform and the interaction between our software and hardware. This week we're going to take a deeper dive into Tuya Residential and highlight in particular a few key aspects. What's the difference between PaaS and SaaS? How we want to go beyond the cost-saving value proposition and consider smarter revenue-driving opportunities. And finally, a Q&A session to ask any questions you may have. So without further ado, let's dive in. So what's the difference between a smart home and smart residential? A smart home involves an individual homeowner having devices installed into their singular home and managing these using an app, such as the Tuya Smart app or Smart Life. We at Tuya have been in the smart home game for over 7 years now and have since built a smarter industrial solution. So, a smart residence, however, highlights the ability to centrally manage a number of smart apartments and common areas within a multi-home space. This better allows for property managers to control aspects such as security and energy expenses, whilst delivering a revolutionary experience to tenants who are constantly demanding more of their property managers. So, why should I shift to smarter property management? Safety. IoT devices such as smart smoke alarms or motion sensors deliver rapid response times and immediately notify relevant property owners of any abnormalities. Centralized management of a range of smart access solutions ranging from smart locks to facial recognition, allowing for the distinguishment between access permissions for staff, residents, and guests. And the ability for both residents and managers to monitor their video security from web and mobile, using a range of devices such as smart IP cameras and smart doorbells. Then efficiency, using pre-installed smart energy-saving scenes, which we'll run through for both the common areas and apartments to ensure no devices are left turned on unnecessarily. And through smart weather monitoring, your HVAC will automatically adjust according to the outdoor temperature and time of day. Through devices such as smart energy and water meters, you can cut down on utility costs with both the centralized and decentralized monitoring of consumption to support both your business and residents in reducing spending as well as overall environmental impact. Smart preemptive maintenance supported by smart devices allows for problems to be recognized and addressed before they cause any inconvenience to residents. For example, battery-powered devices such as smart door locks will notify staff and residents well in advance before running out of power. So, you might be thinking already that you have some of these systems in place, such as smart locks and smart energy control. So what's the difference with Tuya? Our difference lies in the ability to manage all of these under one platform, with no more need for account fatigue, led by individually managing each aspect of your property. Additionally, we offer total flexibility when it comes to building the smart business of your choice. We aim to give you as many options as possible when it comes to both hardware and software, so that you can tailor your own smart property business. So, some background about Tuya for those of you who don't already know. As an open and diversified developer platform, Tuya Smart connects different industry players such as chip manufacturers or brands, software vendors, channels, and more, and empowers them with its IoT capabilities that can bring out a change of business models. For example, brands can integrate their products into Tuya Smart's ecosystem and gain the capability to interconnect products from a different brand. Through Tuya's IoT platform, Siemens has successfully connected Sea-Air air quality detector with air conditioners, air purifiers, all from other brands, making it a control hub for the household air quality management. So that's the background about Tuya. So without any further ado, let's dive in to the Tuya Residential platform. Over the next few minutes, I'll give an overlook of the possibilities and opportunities we offer you and how our business model is by no means exclusive to apartments. Please keep in mind is that we want to offer you ultimate flexibility in building a new look smart property business. Whether you want a white label plug and play solution or a full integration of IoT technology into your existing platform, we want to support you in doing this. Our goal is to support innovative businesses to drive a global implementation of smart technology through providing the best possible tools to make this a realizable ambition. So here we see the Tuya Residential SaaS platform. This is designed for those businesses who currently don't have any software development capability and instead just want a plug-and-play solution for the centralized management of smart properties. The images on the screen show the software our SaaS clients will receive. The first is the web platform. This is the management hub for property management staff to run their smart residential business from. From here, you'll be able to manage all of the areas of your property and the corresponding smart technology that runs them. Next up, the Smart Residence app. This is what your tenants will use to run their individual smart homes, with the ability to control all of their own devices, security, energy management, and much, much more, all from their phone. And finally, the Smart Construction app. This is designed for installation and maintenance staff responsible for building and looking after your smart property. On the app, the staff will receive work orders to come and install a select number of smart devices into a certain room, using a specified temporary door code to access the property for a limited period of time. Now here we have an underlying value of what we do here at Tuya, OEM. Like mentioned before, we want to give you all the tools you need to build your own smart business. And we understand the importance of having your own brand to drive with this. So we can white label the SaaS web app and app to your company with the aim that you will then be able to make this a solution of your own to sell to your future clients, thus delivering significantly faster ROI opportunities. Additionally, through the option to brand your own hardware, we open up the opportunity for you not only to significantly strengthen your brand, but to also open up a new revenue stream that you may have deemed previously infeasible. On top of this, all of the IoT technology functionality that you'll run through today is able to be integrated into your own existing software platform. The key meaning here is that we've built the IoT platform so that you don't have to. Opposed to SaaS, if you have some degree of in-house software development capability, we can provide all of the necessary APIs, SDKs, and software kits for you to make your business smarter at a fraction of the time and cost of building it in-house. This takes our business possibilities beyond just property management. We have delivered smart PaaS solutions to clients ranging from software companies to schools and retail stores. If you want to build a smarter business, we are both willing and able to fully support you in doing this. So both of our SaaS and PaaS solutions are fully backed up by a range of Powered by Tuya or PBT devices listed on our IoT platform. At time of writing, which is now about 2 weeks ago, the number of separate SKUs listed on the platform was around 310,000. However, this has now pushed over 320,000. This gives you an idea of the pace at which we're expanding at here at Tuya. All of our devices have a response time of under 10 milliseconds, and they now have reached over 220 countries and regions worldwide. For our smart residential solution, we do still provide a suggested range of hardware, and our team will work with you on tailoring the best hardware solution for your business. Some of the suggested devices may include smart locks, gateways, plugs, switches, motion detectors, thermostats, meter readers, and IP cameras. Here you can see an overview of the core functionalities of our SaaS platform. Please keep in mind that all of the following are available for you to integrate into your existing software as well through our PaaS program. I won't go through all of the on-screen functions you see here in detail today. Instead, I'll run through some of the core aspects that we believe to be crucial and of most interest to our clients, including access control, home automation, and device control. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can see our dashboard. This is what will greet our SaaS clients as they enter the web platform and can be used as a quick visualization of the key data from the property, such as occupancy rates and device status. So, first up, access control. Let's run through how exactly smart technology can support you in delivering a safer and simpler way for the movement of people throughout living spaces. Using Tuya Residential, property managers will be able to highlight different areas of the property and their specific access requirements, as well as which residents and staff will be able to access and/or grant access to certain areas. Additionally, temporary access can also be granted to those not living on the property, such as electricians and delivery staff, to access the property for a limited period of time. Also, if residents highlight that they're away from home and movement is detected on their door/window sensors, both the resident and the central management platform will be notified so that it can be immediately checked on. Residents will also have control over who is available to come and go from their home. They can set family accounts, giving permanent door lock access to those living at the property full-time, and temporary access can also be given to visitors such as friends, maintenance workers, and even dog walkers to access the front door for a limited period of time through a temporary access code. In case of a change in plans or an emergency, these codes can be immediately withdrawn and changed at the tap of a button. For larger, more segregated communities, such as those in the newly booming build-to-rent housing market, residents can also bolster their own DIY home security solution through adding devices such as lockboxes and smart cameras to be controlled via the Smart Residence app. For realtors and property managers, we offer a self-guided tour solution that puts both the needs and safety of potential tenants first. After collecting necessary information on prospect tenants for the viewing, property managers and/or existing tenants will be able to give temporary access to support a home viewing. If required, for peace of mind, smart two-way communication cameras can also be installed into the rooms to remotely answer prospect questions and ensures that no damage is caused to your property. We are continually building out our self-guided tour solution to become increasingly more comprehensive for realtors. The details of our plan updates will be listed towards the end of today's talk. Now let's focus more into the tenant experience and how exactly they manage their own personal smart residential experience. So let's take a look at smart scenes. But first of all, what exactly is a smart scene? A scene describes the ability to coordinate a number of smart devices to work in unison upon the triggering of a specific cue. These cues can be represented by the tap of a button, a typical action such as somebody leaving the front door, or even a meteorological condition such as a change in the time or weather. So in plain English, how does this look? I can set up a welcome home scene that once I open the front door, the lights turn on, the curtains open, and the AC turns to my favorite 23 degrees. Once I'm home and wish to go to bed, I can initiate a sleep scene using the Tuya Smart Residential app, which will then close all unnecessary devices such as the lights and TV, and also then security alarms such as the front door alarm are now armed in case of any unwanted disturbances. Beyond a smart home setting, managers can also set smart scenes for common areas in the property using the web platform. For example, if I know that I have no front desk staff available after 9 p.m, a nighttime scene can be automatically programmed to begin at this hour, where once again, the common area security becomes fully alarmed, and now instead of the lights always being on, they will only be triggered to turn on in the case of somebody entering the property. Furthermore, scenes in residents' homes can already be predetermined to allow them to move straight into a full or at least partially autonomous home. The predetermined scenes can be loaded into the Smart Residence app via the web platform, ready for when the tenant moves in. So, how can smart technology make my business more eco-friendly? Well, there's a number of ways. Like mentioned above, eco scenes can be set to avoid any electricity being wasted. For example, on a simple level, if no movement is detected by a motion or PIR sensor in the hallway for more than 2 minutes, all the lights in the hallway are triggered to turn off. This can then be taken further into the management of HVAC systems, where the AC and heating can be set to adjust according to outdoor temperature when residents are in the building, keeping the building at a consistently comfortable temperature throughout the year, and wasting the need or cutting the need for residents to be changing the temperature consistently. Additionally, using the Smart Residential app and the web platform, energy output can be calculated in a number of ways. For example, through individual devices such as plugs or even smart energy and water meters, the data of which can then be extrapolated and then clearly displayed for property owners and tenants alike to keep a closer eye on the energy output and expenses. So when we look at the security page here, I'm sure the devices shown are on the slide familiar to most of you, or at least their dumb versions are. So what's the difference with this and my existing system? As you can see from the screenshots, the Tuya Residential platform provides an all-encompassing solution for the management of connected properties. The platform provides a fully customizable alarm notification platform for all of your devices, so you'll be able to pinpoint exactly when and where any potential problems are occurring, and who will be notified and how. For example, the smoke alarm in the hallway has been triggered and the night porter is notified through their phone and the web platform. Then, through the same platform, they can jump straight to the security cameras and then sound the alarms to notify the tenants. Immediately from here, they may have already programmed certain devices to shut down in case of emergency. However, if they haven't, they can all be centrally controlled and turned off, which we'll jump to in a minute. And just like that, we'll find ourselves at device control, within which we'll focus on the differing device control abilities available for residents and property managers. Here's how device control differs in a smart residence and a smart home. You can see from the screenshot here that the different types of devices can be centrally managed from the web platform. For example, doors can be centrally locked and unlocked. Security managers can be centrally monitored with two-way communication available. Lighting for the whole property can be controlled from your laptop, and smart alarm systems can be armed or disarmed. This being said, property managers are able to decide the extent to which they have control of devices within the guests' homes. For all the devices that are chosen not to be controlled centrally, they can be controlled by the tenant using the Smart Residence app. Like mentioned earlier, residents will be able to have full control of their smart home using the app. Even though they may move into a ready-made smart home, we understand that many tenants will get hooked on smart and want to see what else they can explore in terms of home automation and scene setting. This is where we've got you covered. With 310,000 plus, and now more, devices on the Tuya IoT cloud platform, residents will be able to enhance their living space with smart devices ranging from smart scales to smart scooters. The possibilities really are endless. Additionally, this opens up another revenue stream for property management, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Now, how do these devices get installed into the property in the first place? Using our smart construction app. Installation staff will be able to use the app to track when and where and which devices need to be installed, as well as those that require maintenance and fixing. The installation workers can then use the app to fulfill smart work orders, as well as for receiving temporary property access codes to get into the property. So now let's find out what exactly makes us at Tuya primed to spark a smart industrial upgrade within the smart residential industry and beyond, and what opportunities you have to get involved. Like mentioned earlier, our end goal is to push for the increased adoption of smart technologies worldwide, with a range of industries realizing IoT's potential. We recognize that in order to make this happen, flexibility is key, particularly flexibility as to how the technology is adopted. For us, at the bottom layer, we work with countless manufacturers to transform their hardware into smart devices and launch them onto the Tuya platform. Then, when clients and partners approach us looking for ways to utilize our IoT platform, we give two broad solutions within which there are more options that I can provide upon request. As mentioned in the detail through today's webinar, our SaaS solution is the plug-and-play program for property managers to rapidly implement smart technologies into their operations, as well as offering the opportunity to brand this as their own service and sell it forwards. Then, for PaaS, when clients have already built their own software and have in-house development capability, we will work with them to build their own IoT capabilities. So off that, let's take a more detailed look into the PaaS solution. The key takeaway here is that we've built the IoT platform so you don't have to. We've specialized in bringing the world onto one smart IoT platform through developing our own software capabilities. These capabilities for doing this are now available to integrate into your existing platform. Whereas the idea of building your own IoT platform with the necessary hardware and software may have seemed like a daunting, capital and labor-intensive endeavor, we are now primed to make this a reality for you. So please get in touch if this is something you're interested in. We can provide with the necessary APIs for those such as device management, space management, user management, and many more, and support you in integrating these into your existing software platform. We'll be able to provide your development team with all the necessary APIs and SDKs. So here's a more detailed look at the PaaS capabilities we have available at Tuya Residential. At the bottom, you can see that when running a PaaS program, you'll be able to utilize not only powered by Tuya, but also third-party hardware. On the next row up, you can see all of the APIs related to smart device control. And then up from here, you can see all of the functionalities you may need when running a smart rental property business. For example, access control and account management. As we move up the table, the smart apartment APIs related more to the management of smart devices in each of the properties, with APIs such as SIEM management and IPC security management. Then finally, on the top layer are the APIs and SDKs used for the final user-facing applications, such as the web app or H5 and the web SaaS. And then now reverting back to the SaaS solution, we do really want this to be your business opportunity. So we encourage you to build your own brand, even if you don't have your own software development team. We want your customers and potential clients to see your awesome smart residential solution, and when they ask how you did it, you'll be able to offer them your own branded service for both software and hardware. Then the possibilities don't stop there. With our value-added services, or VAS, you'll be able to build your platform and truly tailor it to yourself. One exciting possibility would be to use the app mall, which enables guests to purchase products or services through your app. This means that if you were to install a standard range of hardware into the property, you would then be able to upsell the extra hardware to your tenants via your app to upgrade their homes. Feel free to check out our VAS website to check out all the possibilities they have available. They're truly fantastic. Now here again is just a reiteration of the broad scope of our hardware capabilities. The list is really forever growing, and we're aiming to give you as much choice as possible when it comes to tailoring your solution. Then here you can see this global scope of Tuya's cloud. As of January 2021, Tuya has implemented 6 data centers in the USA East, West, Europe, India, and mainland China, as well as 1 local acceleration node in Russia. Tuya Cloud secures infrastructure management and operations as well as physical devices by selecting and working closely with the world's leading cloud hosting providers such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Alibaba Cloud. Tuya has a sizable team of professional information security experts and comprehensive information security system, including the implementation of strict software development security and the construction of an advanced security attack and defense system. Tuya has entered into strategic partnerships with a team of professional external law firms and third-party privacy compliance and security consultants to optimize and upgrade privacy compliance and security solutions on a long-term and ongoing basis. So finally, to touch on our plans for upcoming function extensions. All of the functionalities on the screen you can see have already been launched in some specific markets. However, our aim is to continue to grow these and launch these and roll them out onto a global scale as soon as possible. These include, but are not limited to, smart parking systems, voice control integrations, continuous PMS integrations, facial recognition access, smart elevator control, and utilities monitoring and payment. So everybody, that is a wrap of our quick run through of Tuya Residential platform. I'm sure and I hope you've all really enjoyed that today and you've taken something valuable there. If you have any questions, I'm going to open up the floor shortly for you to ask them away and I'll be happy to answer. And if you want to book a meeting with myself or any of our team, please feel free to contact us using either the QR code on the banner or contacting us via the link in the email, and we'd be happy to have a chat with you. So thank you everybody, and let's open up the floor. I hope you've all found today's presentation insightful, and at a minimum, you've had some inspiration of how you can install Smart and use Smart in your business. I'll now go through and address some of the questions we received throughout today's webinar. And as always, these will be answered in full written detail at the end of the webinar. So if there's any more questions you may have, feel free to ask away. So there's only one I'm seeing right now, and is it, can we use all the devices used with Tuya Home for Tuya Residential? Thank you very much for asking that question, Zanahol. That's a great question. And yes, we can. So the key thing is that when we give a SaaS solution to our clients, we kind of want to give a guide number of hardware that we give to them. So these will include standard devices such as curtain machines, smart switches, as well as alarms such as smoke alarms, water alarms, fire alarms, and of course door locks. We kind of try and standardize the number of devices we provide to simplify things. And the idea that we like is that when our clients go and install a standard set of hardware within an apartment that makes it scalable and affordable for property developers, and then we invite them to come and use the value-added services. This comes back to the point we say, well, we try and give external revenue streams. So now your tenants who like DIY, want to install and upgrade their smart home, you can profit from this. And our idea is more not just about giving you giving your tenants a smart solution. It's about giving you a new smart business line. And that's all what we're really about here at Tuya. So that's for the SaaS solution. And for the PaaS solution, like mentioned, you can access all of the Powered by Tuya hardware plus external third-party hardware as well. The point of the PaaS is that we really built that IoT platform so you guys don't have to. So we're just giving you the tools to control IoT into your business, where it would otherwise take you years and a lot of capital to go and build that in-house. We're here to provide for you guys. We just want to be the IoT enabler. I've got another question from Zana Hall here. Thank you very much. Can I get a test account for Tuya Resident? So for test account, of course, that's absolutely fine. Please apply to us via email. We can book a meeting with you and have a one-to-one consulting session, and then we can figure out your needs and give you the right test account for your requirements. Raymond Wong, thank you very much for your question. Any security issue if BMO can control and manage IoT devices at home? I mean, it depends on where you are, but at the moment, we kind of, when it comes to the control of the devices from a central point in a residence, we kind of often leave it up to the property manager. So for example, when you go onto a website and it says, do you accept me to use your cookies? It'll be a similar process. So when I move into the property and I speak to the head manager and he says, okay, do you give me permission to get alerts from the fire alarm in your room? So that means that issues can be addressed correctly. Of course, most people don't want their property manager being able to control things like lights, curtains, and so on, but we encourage there to be a degree of discretion when you move into the property, because the benefit does come for us with the central control of certain devices, particularly those for alerts, and can give quicker response time for emergencies. Do we need to buy these services? Thank you very much for the question there. Yeah, of course, we do have different price lists for different number of services. They're tiered differently for our SaaS solution and PaaS solution, of course. Please feel free to inquire and ask a little bit more about the pricing. On a general spectrum for you guys to hear today is that the pricing generally works based on the number of rooms or units and the number of devices in a property. More details of that can be forwarded to you guys. So if you need a full pricing solution, feel free to get in touch. How SaaS licenses distribute based on limited to devices? Yeah, so thank you, Amit. That should answer your question. Just to remind you that it is based generally for SaaS on the number of units or rooms and the number of devices. Can you share the slides presented, especially the one showing two options, one with customer having its own R&D and the other one does not? Yeah, of course, Philip or Philippe, all the slides will be shared after this. I'll probably touch on that just to kind of reiterate the difference of the PaaS and the SaaS. Like I say, the SaaS solution is built for those without any technical R&D capability. So for example, a property owner or property developer who doesn't have a technical team and just wants a plug and play smart solution. But for PaaS, which I assume you might be interested in, that is more that we give the tools for you guys. So if you want actually for that, Philip, what you can do is come and speak to us. And upon signing an NDA with us, we can actually provide you with a full 600-page API document for your team to go and take a look at. Please feel free to get in touch and we can get that arranged for you and you can see if it's something viable or viable for your business. Huang Trin, thank you for your question. How about can Tuya integrate with door video in apartment? So we currently have a doorbell available that you guys can use for an individual apartment, and we're currently working with a different number of smart intercom providers, and there'll be some updates on that soon. We have it currently available in the domestic Chinese market, and we're just building our supply for the overseas solution for the smart intercom. How can we become a partner for Tuya and my region in the Middle East? Firas, thank you so much for your interest. We'd love to have you on board. Feel free to get in touch because we do have a different number of partnership schemes available that can still involve you having your own brand and selling the solution, which is key. So if you believe that you have a number of clients who'll be interested in this kind of smart property solution, please feel free to get in touch because we do have a solution in place that means if you don't happen to own property, but you have clients who think would like this, you can sell this as your own branded solution, or if you want, you can still sell it as Tuya's. But the key thing that we do focus on is giving you guys the tools to build your own business. We're really big on white labeling and OEM. So if you really like the solution, it can be your own, just to reiterate that there. Just going through here, please share. Can we get a test account? and be interested in your solution for a smart village project. Thank you very much, Armand. We will be in touch very shortly with you, and as for all of you, so please feel free with any further questions. I'll let you guys ask now, and if not, you're more than welcome to contact me personally on LinkedIn or contact the team via email, and we can answer your questions in detail. All of the questions you've listed today, like I said, will be answered in a full detailed document and a follow-up following the webinar. And then I'll give you guys another minute or so to ask any more questions into the group before we can close for today. Oh, Ryan Kim, thank you. I'm interested in applying to your hotel settings. I believe devices for residential and hotel will be different. Is there devices for the hotels, and who would be the manufacturer? When onboarding IoT hardware for Tuya, what quality control do you perform on hardware and requirements manufacturer? Does Tuya give any hardware quality assurance to customers? Okay, Ryan, that's a great question. Regarding the hotel, we do have a different program. It's called Tuya Hospitality. And starting next Wednesday, we'll have a different webinar series focusing more on that. Next Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday after, we'll take a deeper dive into our hospitality solution because it does differ, of course. Is there any devices for just hotels, and who would be the manufacturer? Yeah, so there is definitely some difference with the hotel devices. For example, like a smart check-in machine, which you wouldn't really have in a residential property, and different types of door locks as well, differ for a hotel and differ for an apartment. These are just some examples. When onboarding IoT hardware for Tuya, what quality control do you do? So when we go and find our suppliers here, especially for the SaaS, they are very carefully picked, and we go through a rigorous degree of testing to make sure they're safe to use in all foreign markets and legal to use as well. So if you want any details on the suppliers, we can provide those to you as well. And if you want, we can even connect you directly with the supplier. You can do some more personal quality assurance. And then when onboarding IoT hardware for Tuya, what quality control? Does Tuya give any hardware quality assurance? Yeah, so similar answer there. Actually, something for you guys. If you'd love to give some suggestions, if you'd like to see more from us in terms of quality assurance, please leave some feedback. We have some projects lined up at the moment where we're looking to give a bit more detail into the way that our suppliers work. And we'd love to hear more about what you guys would like to know. So please send any solutions over. Okay, we have some more questions coming in. If a country or residential management have a policy not to host any platform or SaaS, can we host it on our server? Hey, Zanahul, we will have to check with that. If you could give me some more information a bit later after this call, and I can run through the details on that on your specific region, and then we can see if we can build a solution for you. Then Freddie, could you send me smart hotel system architecture using Tuya system? Yeah, sure, Freddie, that's fine. I think the best solution here would be, again, if you could get in touch. What we can do is sign the NDA, and we can pass you over the full API documents that you could use to integrate a smart residential system into your platform. So just pass us over an email, we can get that arranged for you. Sure. Hey, Philip, another question coming in. We noted the firmwares can be quite different from suppliers to suppliers, especially on Alibaba. Why is this though? I mean, the firmware and the hardware will be different from supplier to supplier because they're producing a different product, right? So what we're trying to do at the moment for the SaaS solution, like mentioned, is that we're picking and choosing specific suppliers best for your region that we build onto the SaaS. Because you can see that we have a lot of devices on the Tuya platform and there's a lot of variation. So we're trying to kind of narrow this down. So for example, when we have a door lock solution, we've sourced a different number of door locks best for the European region, the North American region, or the Asian region as well. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys. But if ever you come and find us and you see that the standard hardware that we suggest for you guys for the SaaS isn't quite what you were looking for, we can arrange for you to see some other suppliers. And if you need, we can send you some samples as well to test everything first. That's absolutely fine. So if you want to find out more about the hardware, we do encourage you guys to get some hardware in hand first and test it out before moving further with the solution. And that's absolutely fine on our side. What is the value added to your smart home? I would say, thank you, Rabbi. Let me answer that question for you. So what is the added value for Tuya Smart Home versus, for example, HomeKit? Sure. So the added value that we see is that we want to build your smart business, right, Rabbi? So we kind of focus on three similar points and how you can make this a more efficient property business. Same with HomeKit. So for example, when you're running a multi-family property, you can improve your operations, right? So it reduces the cost of both your energy output and also for your staff control. Then there's a second key point that you can focus on in terms of how you can reduce damage within a property. It's a similar business model, right? In that we can install things like smart water sensors, smart electric sensors, to reduce the cost of damage in your property much quicker. And then the third one is that how do we increase the value of, for example, a rent for each room? So if you go smart, you've got to decide, okay, how how does going smart increase the price per room or price per unit in the property? These are key core values that, yes, there are some similarities with us and HomeKit, but the difference that we provide goes beyond that. And it goes again to the Tuya business idea of how do we want you to build a smart business? So we go further and say, we want this to be your solution. So you can use their branded solution for free. But for example, if you have a client come into your property who says, okay, I really like your smart solution you have here, you can turn it around. It's going to be your brand on it. And then you can sell that to them as well. That's one way in which we encourage you to build a smarter business model. Then additionally, when we talk about the value-added services at Tuya, again, it goes beyond just focusing on how quickly you can get the ROI. And actually, you can get a really short ROI period because we encourage you to set up a business based off this, right? So when, example, you look at the idea of giving tenants the possibility to upgrade their own room through DIY and purchasing the hardware through you. It's a new business channel, right? So that's kind of our advantage. We are not just focused on giving you a solution for running the property. We want you to have the vision and the innovative idea of how this can change your business, and you can be a new market leader in the property industry. By the time we've integrated with firmware, it may be impossible to get the same firmware on the market. I see. I think we probably need to discuss this in more detail because for example, with the firmware we have available, like none of them they've been open for a very, very long time. Like the suppliers we choose specifically for the SaaS solution is that we have a full trust in them to work with us long term. So we don't expect the firmware to change, and they will always try and keep the model available for you. I think it's better that we have like a specific one-to-one discussion about that as well, and we can try and figure out your specific worries around that. Feel free to post some more questions in the group. But like I say, the firmware we always try and keep available because we're trying to keep as much as we can a standard set of firmware for the SaaS. So it wouldn't make sense for us or for you for us to be changing that all the time. That being said, any updates that we may have for the firmware, if there's been an upgraded model and so on and so forth, of course, you'll be notified. Ravi, again, thank you very much. Can Tuya sell directly to property owners and developers? Yes, of course, 100%. Both PaaS and SaaS will be available for property developers and owners. So feel free to get in touch and we can give you a tailored solution there. And then Shahzad, are all the solutions dependent on internet services? Yes. I mean, we run most of what we do besides some separate devices such as smart doorbells and smart IP cameras, which run on Wi-Fi, but most of our network does run on a Zigbee protocol, but you will be required to have an internet service there. We have the impression that companies are using Tuya's name and we are not sure what they are supplying. Sure, so to give you kind of, give you all the kind of broader picture of how we work here at Tuya is that we have the suppliers based on our site, mostly here in mainland China, and they are looking to find a solution to get their products overseas, right? So we bring them onto one IoT platform. And then, for example, an overseas manufacturer or overseas retail store, such as Lidl in Europe, will come to us and we'll connect them with the suppliers for both the hardware and the software that we provide. So in terms of your question, is that we have the impression that the company is using Tuya's name, is that they use our name, yes, in order to get their devices listed onto one system, but it means, let me just see, we're not sure what they are supplying. So for that sense, I mean, we can show you what exactly they're supplying, right? So we can give you a clear image of the products. And if you want any more information about the specific products that we supply, either for the PaaS or the SaaS, you can have all the details. We can put you in touch with the supplier. I think that should answer your question. So if you need more details about what they're supplying, just feel free to get in touch and we can provide you all the necessary info there. SC Cam, what is your Tuya Europe relation with Tuya China? Okay, cool. Philip, let me come back to you in a sec. SC Cam, what is your Tuya Europe relationship with Tuya China? Sure. I mean, we're a global company. We have offices all around the world. Here we have 2 or 3 in China now, I think, maybe more. Then also in Japan, India, Europe, in Germany, and in the US as well, and also Colombia. I think that should tick all the boxes there. So that's the relationship, really. We're a global company, New York Stock Exchange listed, and we all work together. Like I just explained to Philip, that's the connection we have between China and the West, is that we can really help people overseas connect with the right supply chain that they need to build their own smart IoT company. It just happens to be that a lot of the suppliers are here in the Chinese market. So that's kind of the key connection that we have. Okay, Philip, thank you. I'm afraid I'm not too aware of Sorocom myself. Like I say, there's 320,000 devices listed on the platform. What we can do is take a look into that for you. And if this is what you're trying to do, again, just get in touch because there's a wide range of solutions right here, Philip. So if you want to run a smart property business, That's one thing. And we can work with our Tuya Residential or hospitality team who can give you a tailored solution for that. But if you want to focus more, like you kind of suggested, into building your own smart product range, that could be a bit of a different situation. We can put you in touch with the right team to build that as well. So I'm focused more specifically on the management of smart properties, right? There is a whole different aspect of the company that focuses more perhaps around the solution you need. So just get in touch and we can get you over to that team. Okay, sure. Again, Zanahul, just based on the previous answer for that, get in touch because we'll need to know exactly the specifics of your local market. And Shazad, can we join system integration program? Of course, you can. And then Sudat De Silva. And then Sean has very kindly just posted the survey there. So please feel free to go and fill that out. Yeah, guys, just on that survey, it'll really take like 1 minute to fill out, and it will really help us if you want to come to future webinars or if you need more content following this. It'll give us clearer guidance on exactly what you guys need. So that again, how quickly we can get order. I mean, for the software, if you want a SaaS solution, of course, that can just be an account is created quickly, immediately almost for you. And then for PaaS, that'll be a longer term integration. So if you want to go for the PaaS route and build the IoT into your existing system, like I say, that will take a bit of a longer time. And then in terms of hardware, I mean, it depends on your requirements. And obviously there's been some restrictions with COVID at the moment. So I can't give too specific numbers there, but generally we'll always work it to meet your project timeline. So I wouldn't worry too much on the delivery time. Cool. We'll give it another 30 seconds just to welcome any more questions to come over. Thank you guys so much today. You've all been really, really engaged in this, and there's been some fantastic questions coming through. We really hope that you can come along to our webinars over the next few weeks. Next week's going to focus more on the hospitality solution. So if you're somebody who believes you have a number of hotel clients, or you're a hotel yourself, or you work in a completely similar market, please feel free to come along and ask some questions there. We have something really, really exciting lined up, and the details of which will be released over the next coming days. Otherwise, if we don't have any more questions, I think we'll probably close up for today there. We'll give it a few more seconds. And again, guys, just huge thanks. I know a lot of your questions today that it's probably better that if you get in touch with us, we'll give a full run through, because a lot of what we do is really tailored to your specific solution and your local market as well. So because we have so many solutions different available here at Tuya, it's quite hard to give a very broad answer over the questions on the call, but please feel free. I will personally be happy to have a one-to-one call with you guys, or any of my BD team will do as well. And we can really build a solution tailored for you. So I think without any further ado, we'll probably close the call there today, guys. So again, thanks so much. And thank you so much for putting up with some of the technical difficulties there. We'll get those fixed for next time. So I hope to see you all again soon. And thank you very much again. So goodbye, guys. See you next time.